Meanwhile, moving on to local news here, it's been breaking news all morning long. An alleged gunman led officers on a chase from LA to Fullerton. The suspect stopped on the 91 freeway near Raymond Avenue, but refused to cooperate with police and was killed in an officer-involved shooting. We have live team coverage from the shootings in Exposition Park with our Jeff Nguyen. But first, we begin with CBS 2's Cara Finnstrom, live in Fullerton, where it all ended. Cara, good morning.
Good morning. Some very tense moments today. This pursuit itself lasted about 3 hours, and it ended just behind me on the 91 freeway. Let's give you an overhead view from Sky 2. You can see the large tent and also the mobile command post that's been set up right on the freeway. The stretch of the 91 will remain shut down as investigators piece together what happened. LAPD Lieutenant Raul Jovel says patrol officers across downtown LA began pursuing this white Jeep early this morning once detectives connected its driver to a frightening series of shootings. Within 30 minutes, one victim was shot in the head. He's expected to survive, and 2 others were killed.
A male in his car was shot multiple times. That male, unfortunately, was pronounced dead at scene. About 15-20 minutes later, there was another male that was shot near the area 7th and Figueroa.
The Jeep's driver sped across the 10, 60, and 57 freeways before officers used spike strips to blow out the SUV's tires. Armored vehicles quickly boxed it in, and the SWAT team brought in the man's family to try and talk him into surrendering. He refused. Then we heard gunshots and tear gas before those SWAT officers moved in.
At one point, the suspect fired at the officers, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. The suspect was hit by gunfire and was pronounced dead at scene.
Investigators have only identified him as a man in his 40s or 50s. They have not yet said whether he has any criminal or mental health history.
We have no idea what precipitated this. We will be going back to the suspect's home, talking to family members, trying to figure out what led to these acts of violence.
And I talked about the fact that they used the suspect's family members to try and get him to surrender. They were able to track them down quickly using the license plates on that Jeep. Suzanne, we've also learned from police that they did recover the handgun that they believe was used in all of these crimes.
Thank you so much, Cara Finnstrom, reporting live. And police say the alleged gunman shot 3 people at 3 different locations in Exposition Park this morning. The first shooting happened at Figueroa and Exposition, with 1 victim shot several times. The second shooting happened at a Starbucks on Figueroa and 28th, and the third left a driver dead at Figueroa and 7th Street. CBS 2's Jeff Nguyen and Tina Patel is live at the Starbucks, where 1 person was shot in the drive-through line. Tina, good morning.
Good morning, Suzanne. That victim's car was just towed away a few moments ago, but investigators, we're told, are still talking to the man's widow who was in the car at the time of the shooting. They say it's still too early to talk about a motive, if there even was one for this.
They just called me and said, hey, he passed away, you know. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
Albert Elias sat outside this Starbucks in Exposition Park, still in shock over the sudden death of his nephew, Alexis Carbajal. The 25-year-old was in the drive-thru with his wife, who he just recently married, when a suspect drove up and shot him. His family thinks it was a random crime.
Just a great kid. Didn't have no issues, no problems. Work.
Police believe the suspect first opened fire at a car on Figueroa and Exposition Boulevard around 1 a.m. A short time later, the suspect drove to this Starbucks half a mile north and turned the wrong way into the drive-thru. Investigators are now reviewing security video that reportedly shows Carbajal try to back up as the suspect drives towards him and then shoots. Carbajal's family says they don't understand why this happened.
Probably some crazy kid probably just went nuts with the gun and started killing innocent people. I hear that's what they're saying. He was one of them.
Now, Carbajal's wife, as we said, was in the car at the time. She was not injured, and neither were any of the employees here at the Starbucks. The family actually tells us that Carbajal's sister works here. She was not working at the time of the shooting. Her family is very thankful that she didn't have to witness this. Suzanne, we'll send it back to you.
Just devastating for their family. Tina, thank you. Another victim, the driver of a Cadillac Escalade, was killed later at Fig and 7th. CBS 2's Jeff Nguyen joins us now live from the scene of that investigation. Jeff, such a tragic day.
It certainly is, and this morning, Suzanne, we are hearing from an Uber customer who believes he was supposed to have been picked up by one of the shooting victims. Let me step aside and show you why that did not happen, because the Uber driver was shot and killed right across the street from me, where you see that fire hydrant right there. Let's go ahead and give you the backstory on this. We're going to go ahead and roll some video. This is video of a Cadillac Escalade overnight at the corner of 7th and Figueroa Streets, which is across the street from the Hotel Intercontinental. The LAPD says that the victim in this shooting was an Uber driver, and investigators had traffic closed off for nearly 8 hours this morning. The SUV's windshield was covered out of respect for the victim, who was shot inside that Cadillac. The coroner's office retrieved his body at around 8:30 this morning. Earlier, we spoke to a man who works with homeless veterans in the area. He was a few blocks away when gunfire echoed through these cavernous buildings. He asked us not to share his name, but first we're going to hear from an Uber customer who was waiting for a ride this morning, which he says was driven by the victim.
Being in the tank, I see all the cars, like maybe something happened. They're trying to make sure he don't get through right now. I figure out everything going on. I'm like, sir, can my driver pass by? Can I go get in the car so I can get out? I gotta go somewhere to go. He's like, huh, what? Looking at me crazy, like, bro, that guy just got killed, right?
What stuck out is, again, the time of the morning, and it's the rapid rate of fire. My background, I know a little bit about firearms and what they sound like, and I was for sure it was gunshots. Yeah, but just now knowing what I know now, it's kind of heartbreaking.
I mean, it covered, you know, the street here on Exposition and to 28th Street to 7th Street, and then the freeway, and then the pursuit. There's a lot of information that we're still trying to connect. However, it appears that the suspect description in all three shootings was that suspect driving that white Jeep Cherokee. However, motive, connection, we still haven't determined that yet.
And so far, investigators have not released the name of the Uber driver who was the third shooting victim in this case. For now, we are live in downtown Los Angeles. Jeff Nguyen, CBS 2 News. Suzanne, we'll send it back to you.